Hello friends, good evening. Welcome back to yet another session to Thinking and Destiny. We are going in a very good flow in a mental destiny, how our thoughts are influencing. Before we connect back where we stopped the last week, let us connect to consciousness of Percival and let the knowledge flow through every one of us, whatever he wanted to do. So please sit in a meditative posture. Clasp your hands, cross your legs, and close your eyes. Please observe your normal, soft breath. Please place your hands on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further, let's recap the session. Karuna, over to you.
Unmute yourself, Karuna.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. Before I recap, I bow down to our beloved Master Patriji and Swarnamala Patri Madam. Welcome everyone. So I would like to recap about mental destiny, section 4 and 5, which we talked about last week. So we talked about human thinking and its limitations, characteristics of mental atmosphere, and moral aspect of thinking. So Percival explained us about human thinking, what are its limitations and how to discipline it. So it goes like this: human thinking has different types of limitations. So the first type of limitation, it cannot be overcome. It's because this type of thinking is carried under certain types of thought which have their origin in 12 universal points. In this limitation, humans mostly think in dual mode, like me and not me, visible and invisible, in and out of spirit matter, male and female, because doer is in a physical body and physical body is of type female and male and female. So in this limitation, humans mostly think in dual modes like this. So this type of thinking, which is done, makes the world appear in two parts, like two pairs and opposites. So if people did not divide the world into these aspects, these dual modes like visible and invisible, there would be no darkness. They could see well in dark as well as in the light. So, and if people did not think of spirit and matter or force and matter as different, they would see them as two aspects of one. So that's why we should not look at spirit and matter as two different entities. And the second type of limitation is it's limited to sexual, elemental, emotional, and intellectual subjects. So, and if ever human attempts to think subjects like time, space, the light, and his self, then he will fall on to thinking on these things only. So the amount of experience and learning is limited here. And another limitation is that every man is limited by the class of thinking. Like there are different classes of thinking. It is a Percival explained it's 4 types. The first one is humans cannot think without considering their bodies first and last. And the second one is they cannot think of idea of gaining, getting, selling, and buying. I mean, they cannot think of beyond this, like what I will get, what I will gain, what I will sell, what I will be buying out of these things. And the next one is they cannot think anything of without planning, comparing with respect to their reputation or name. And fourth one is very few humans think to acquire self-knowledge. So, so Percival suggests we should always transcend from class 1, class 2, class 3 to fourth one, which is self-knowledge, acquiring self-knowledge. And another limitation is the way we do thinking, like another limitation is the dishonesty we have in thinking. That is, by thinking what one believes to be right. Like I always think what I believe it to be right, but there is a dishonesty in it. So what it does is it shuts conscious light coming from noetic, mental to psychic atmosphere. So, and it will also stop a person to hold that conscious light steadily. So, and human being will not be, ready to grow out of their limitations until they understand the difference between the feeling and desire of the doer in the body and its triune self, and between the doer and nature as shown by 4 senses. So, and how they can overcome it is by use of the conscious intelligence to search for realities, not just in physical world, but next one is mostly the destiny is of character of the mental atmosphere. All thoughts created which are not balanced are circulated here. In terms of
It seems she got stuck.
Character of the mental atmosphere. Yes. And then moral aspect of thinking. Present character of mental atmosphere depends more upon moral than upon intellectual endowments. So that's why we say, right, everyone has their own morals, and their mental atmosphere mostly depends on these moral values that they believe that it is right, than the intellectual endowments, than the conscious intelligence. So human thinking can go on only within humans' mental atmosphere, and it will not function except in accordance with the character of psychic atmosphere. So mental atmosphere parallelly goes with the character of psychic atmosphere. And the character of these two atmospheres is definitely established at any given time, and it determines the nature of human thinking. It also determines the fate of human thinking. So that's why what we think and desire cannot enter psychic atmosphere unless the character of it allows it. That's why we should always be conscious of what kind of thoughts we encourage or entertain in our psychic atmosphere, because mental atmosphere is majorly depends on the psychic atmosphere, and at any time these two atmospheres determine the well-being of mankind, well-being of any human being. So that's why it's important to have wise and self-acquiring thoughts, self-knowledge acquiring thoughts always. Thank you, ma'am. This is all about it. We talked about in the previous session. Thank you all.
Thank you, Karuna. As usual, clear and crisp explanation of what we taught in the mental destiny last session. So we'll continue from there. The moral aspect of thinking, right? So thinking should be the moral aspect. Sometimes you may be right legally, but you should be right morally. Morally right is the correct one. Legally, you may be right, because that is the reason why so many scams are happening, because morally, legally, you can show so many things right. You can use the loopholes of a particular country law or anything. So that is not the one which determines the thing. The thing is which you should be morally right. That is most important. So what here is saying is moral aspect of thinking is much more important than anything. Intellectual intelligence, intellectual gifts also, right? So you may be intellectually very well somewhere. You have read all your Vedas, you have read all the things, but if you are not morally right, there is no use of it. So first thinking is, that is why they say that people who are living in a simple life, not doing any harm to anybody, not lying anything, so they are most powerful than, even though we are reading all the things and all, then if you are not actually putting into the practical use, then there's no use of having that much intellectuality in our life. So let me share my screen so that we can start going there as usual. Hope this screen, I mean, so the PowerPoint is helping you, I'm thinking. So let me know if it is not. We can go back to our own style.
No, it's helping. Let's
It's
continue.
helping. Okay. Slideshow from the current slide. Okay. Here is the thing. Moral aspect of thinking is very, very important than our intellectuals. Morals here means what? The relation of the doer. What is the doer, right? Feeling and desire to a thinker, and righteous and reason. So the doer is having a feeling and desire, and thinker is having the righteousness and reasoning. So that relationship is the morals that we should have. Mental destiny, therefore, depends on primarily feeling and desire, and their thinking is done to satisfy them. So everything that we are thinking mentally is all satisfying our feeling and desires only. If you are really wanted to live like any other human, any other creatures in this world, you don't need all these things. We are having so much feeling, so many desires. That is the reason why we are actually in this rat race. Otherwise, we can live like an animals, like if they have the food, if they have shelter, they are happy for that day. Because when the God has created so many creatures, he will also provide the food to everybody. So they believe it, but we don't. We are actually storing, and we are, so the brain was given, the intellect was given to us to think of ourselves and to know of ourselves and to realize who we are, but we are using that for something else, and we are going on our feelings and desires. That moral is where actually you are stopping that feeling and desire. Morals are so much important in the mental atmosphere that are intellectual that are intellectual. Those are the important things in our mental atmosphere. So now today's agenda will come back. That is the last where we stopped. Today, we just touch upon the moral aspect of thinking. Then we think about mental atmosphere. What is how this thing will go into the mental atmosphere. From mental atmosphere, how it will be converted to mental destiny. That is what it is. What is sense knowledge? What is triune self? We all know. So here we come again touch upon triune self and conscience. Sense knowledge, group destiny, visiting thoughts. What is this? We know visiting professors. What are these visiting thoughts? Honest thinking. What is a thinking circuit and what is dishonest thinking? This is our agenda for today's session. Okay. Okay. I think I touch upon again the moral aspect. Okay. Moral aspect of mental atmosphere is more important because it is releasing moral aspect, whatever the thinking that we are releasing to the atmosphere. We are thinking, right? Whatever that we are thinking more than once. If I keep on thinking on particular thing, then that is becoming as a thought, and thought is getting released into this plane. And the thought, once you realize, it is stamping on our name, it is stamping on our thing. So it may be realizing in this lifetime or maybe the next lifetime. So once the thought was released and it reached to the life plane, then it crossed the form plane and reached it, then actually that will get realized. Before that, if you cancel that thought, if you say that no, I don't want it, or the thinking is wrong, then you can cancel. Once it reaches to the higher planes, you cannot cancel the thought. That is what we'll learn. Most thinking, in general, whatever the thinking, right? If I start morning, if I am working, okay, morning today, what are my work schedule? What are the meetings that I have? So this thinking only most of the day, because I'm busy with, okay, morning, I have to get up early and give the lunch box to my kid, and whether he's studying or not, and then my office, my things. So these are all the things that is actually going on. So most of our work day is with our profession or with our daily things. So in that, where is this moral aspect is coming? You may be thinking that, right? So that there also, for each and every task that you are doing, there also the moral aspect will be coming, because how well that you are doing the responsibility, whatever the office, that whatever the things that was actually given. So are you doing it perfectly? Are you grabbing somebody else's work and showing it as your work? Or are you actually showing somebody's effort as your effort and showing it to your boss? All this comes into the moral aspect. So the thinking, whatever the thing that you are doing, so it is not that whenever we have to think intellectually, oh, we have to think, meditate, then no. Here the thoughts are thinking is everyday thing. Every day that you are thinking, that should come out. That should be the righteous things. So that in that case only you will be able to reach the ultimate triune self. It is not, oh, this is office work, I can do anything. This is my kid, I can, because as a mom, this is right. So not all these things. Everything you have to see whether you are right morally or not. Whatever the trade or profession that you are taking, right? So you have to see that feeling and desire. Actually, there only our thing starts. Whenever, suppose, let us take, you have your desires are more than your income. Your whatever the wish list is more than your income. Then what you will try to do it? You will try to take some money from some other people or something. So all these mischievous things you will try to do it because your wish list is more than your income. So there, even though you are doing your office work, you are not morally right there. So you started. So why it was started? Is it just for food and shelter? No. Food and shelter, your job is providing. If you do honestly also, you can get it. Why we are doing that? Because our wish list is more. Our feelings, our desires are more. We wanted to get more luxury, more comforts. Because of that only we are going, our thinking is going bad. So that is why everywhere we are doing, right? We have to see that whether we are morally right or not. Mortality of a mental atmosphere. Okay, morality, not mortality. I think morality of a mental atmosphere is the predisposition to think or refuse to think along certain lines. Thinking limits or expands the more tendencies. So your thinking, what is happening, whatever we see through our eyes, we think it is right. We don't know what is the situation is going on, what is happening, or what the other people are actually going through, why they have done that at that certain time. We don't even think about it. Oh, she has done like that, So this is wrong. You will judge it because for your life, you are feeling that is wrong. But for her life, for whatever that her or his traveling, right, that may be right. You don't know. Okay. But we try to judge and we try to spread over that also, some the thing, right? So whatever the thinking, we should not spread the thing. We should not talk about the gossip. We should not, all that, don't we know? We all know. But why we are doing that is giving you some kind of, basically some kind of happiness, or some kind of serotonin is releasing in order to do gossiping. Because in the beginning, I used to think about why people will gossip, why people will talk about others, what is the necessity. So is that the only thing that they have the more time, that is the reason they are not? No. It is not that more time, they are enjoying it. Their happy hormones are getting released by doing the gossiping. That is the reason they are doing it. So this is it the way that thinking should be done? They know this is not the way that thinking should be done. So that is what morality depends upon, the way you think or the way you should not think, right? So the thinking limits. So the thinking limits, sometimes it limits your thing, or sometimes it may expand your tendencies. Okay, it may enlarge and make a new channels for fuller expression urged by your desire. So it may be doing both the things. So it depends upon the concept, they depend upon the topic, right? Suppose if that same gossip or same thing that you are talking to your friend is, oh, today I attended some session somewhere in the PMC and they are talking about it. Okay, what do you think this is? I didn't understand this. If you keep on talking about and doing it, so you are expanding there. If you are gossiping about somebody, you are actually diminishing, you are limiting. So depends upon your thinking, it may expand or it may stop also. Okay. So how this mental thinking, right? How whatever the thinking, it will reach to where it reaches? It reaches to your mental atmosphere. You are releasing that to the mental atmosphere. Mental destiny of a present life, whatever the life that we are having, is a remote aspect. Present life, I never think of this. Why this has to be realized in my life? No, you may not think about it. Your life is depending upon the mental atmosphere. There is a remote. Already there is one remote is there. Okay. What is that it is having? Whatever the thoughts you have already released, that is sitting in the mental atmosphere. It is, your life is outcome of the thoughts that are there in the remote zone. Okay, it is not the remote aspect. It is the outcome of the remote zone. Outcome is already went and it was there it is there and circulating in the mental atmosphere. That is the one which is the thing. So that is coming to you. The remote zone, it is already there, your things. Part of that mental atmosphere, which the thinker contacts. So that thinker, whatever the thinker will contact your heart and lungs, and part of which usually rules and moves. Those thoughts only it is ruling your journey. It is ruling your thing, because you already released and they are coming, trying to exteriorize, they are trying to see the time. So they are trying to influence you. Those thoughts will trying to influence you because you want that you release that thought. It influences his thinking, brings up the subjects, the way thinking deals with it, and mental attitude is outlook of the life. See, it influences because you already released the thought, you wanted to do that, this, so then those thoughts are coming and trying to influence you. Suppose, let us say, whatever the good or bad thing, right? Whenever you wanted to do something, you can observe that in your daily life also. You wanted to do something. So for something or the other, everywhere you try to see that. Everywhere that thing will be reminded by seeing something in the road, by while driving or something, that thing will get reminded because you release that thought, you wanted to do it. So that thought is coming back to you. This is a simple example. Forget about whatever the thought that you released sometime back. Now you release a thought. You release thought 2-3 days, and someday you wanted to do something. Don't keep any alarms. Don't keep any reminders. Check whether nature is trying to remind you whether you have to do that or not. That will come back because you release that thought. Continuously you release that thought. So that thought will try to remind you of, because it is staying in your mental atmosphere. You can experiment that in your, because you must have experience. Every one of us will experience this. It influences his thinking. Whatever that mental atmosphere, it influences your thinking, your subject of thought. You wanted to think of something else, but it is influencing your subject of thought also. the way you are dealing with also, it will get influences. Mental attitude, right? Your mental attitude is your outlook. Some people, when you see, you feel, oh, I wanted to talk more to her or to him because he looks so pleasant. She looks so pleasant. She looks so friendly. You will get that feeling. With some people, oh, the energies are not good. I don't want to stay with them. So that kind of thing, because their mental attitude is the outlook. So some of the people who can sense the energies, they will be able to see that one. So so whatever the mental attitude you develop is the outlook. Okay. Mental set is what man has set himself to do it. You have to set yourself to do it. Mental set, the character that just now the Karuna explained, right? The character you have to build. With the character, with the good whatever the character, you can push away even if there is something in your karmic bondage. You may be taking a little of it and you can push away because you got that knowledge and you don't want to do that one. Suppose let us take a something who is selling or buying, right? Money maker. If you take anything he sees, he will think that if he sees a painting, he went to an art gallery and he saw the painting. Wow, that painting is so good. Oh, it is costing $2,000. This painting was so good. If I take it now and keep it, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, this value will be more. I can sell it as an antique piece. So his thought will be around that. Suppose if somebody invented some, how can I make it as a business? Can I partner? Can I do that? Because he is a money maker. Okay, always his thinking will be in those terms only it will go. Suppose if you take a painter, so he'll always see, if you see a beautiful nature, he will see, visualize it, he will remember it, or he may start canvassing and do the painting, because his thing is he wanted to do the painting. Suppose he wanted to invent, suppose Einstein, whenever he is inventing, he's day and night he's thinking about it only. In one day, one of the dreams only he got an idea, that energy thing, and then he is able to do it. So whoever is doing that, right, so he'll always be thinking about, his outlook will be that kind only. Sometimes this thinking will be, not sometimes, always, it will be determined by love. Some people by the love, some people by bigotry, some maybe enmity, or some people by some other sentiments, similar sentiments, okay, attachment or whatever it is, right? So these are the things which you will be thinking. Anything that just now explained, that the thoughts are either procurement or doing something, in that only we are actually going, right? So that may be there. Next is mental attitude and mental set toward any subject are the part of his mental destiny. So any subject, if you are seeing, right, subject means whatever that work or whatever the thing. It's not that the math, science, physics, not that subject. Anything, that mental attitude or your mental set, whatever it is part of your mental destiny. Okay. You may be, that is why he says, Percival says that there is nothing like good or bad. Okay, there is nothing. Only thing is we think it is a bad, but if their mental destiny is towards that, they cannot think right. They can only think in that direction only, because already some thoughts was released and that has to be extravaged and that is getting influenced. He is getting influenced by those thoughts. Then he will go only to that direction only. He cannot come and think in a different way. Each person is a different, so his thinking is only in that direction. So many people, I wanted to stop this, yeah. So but by the time I go there, by the time Friday comes, okay, I don't know, I will go there and I'll do that. So many people have these issues, right? Maybe it could be drinking, or it could be cigarettes, or it could be gambling, or anything. So they will say that, okay, because their mental destiny is there. So whenever there's their destiny, they have to build a very strong character in order to come out of it. If they cannot build a character, that destiny will take them. So whatever their attitude or a mindset depends on their mental destiny, what is already written. If you want to come out of it, you need a strong personality. You need to build a strong character. That are bought his past thinking. So how the mental destiny was bought, that are bought his past thinking, and past thoughts relating to his experiences and understanding. Whatever the past thoughts and past thinking that relates to his experience and understanding, then so that is getting influenced. Similar thoughts, and also because his past thinking he did, now also similar thoughts only will get nourished. Because his thinking is there, his cell was died with those kind of thoughts. So now also those kind of thoughts only will get nourished. These what is taking in? It is making his mental atmosphere. When mental atmosphere is sweet, now if mental atmosphere you are sweet, generous, some cheerful environment, then you will also feel that. Okay. If you go to a person where is so much angry and yelling everybody, then you also get irritated, is it not? So because whatever the mental atmosphere around that person is there, so the same thing will get influenced by them. So this is the thing. This is how mental atmosphere affected. MA means mental atmosphere. The thing, right? So I don't want to write all the thing. Mental atmosphere affects his mental destiny directly. He precipitate and postpone events. Precipitate means prepone or postpone. So mental destiny, so because there is some destiny, so he may prepone or he may postpone, depends upon his nature, his own thoughts, his own mind. He can do that. So with that only it will get affected. So what it can prepone? What are the thoughts that it can prepone? The fear. If you are fearing about something, I don't want to happen that, I don't want to happen this, I don't want to happen, then that will happen. Because the universe doesn't know not verb. You are releasing that it happened. Don't want, it doesn't know. So it will just happen. Okay. Fear is the part, right? If you are in the fear, it may anticipate or project that would otherwise not happen. Otherwise, it would not been happen. Because even though it is there in the mental atmosphere, it is somewhere in the other, in this particular lifetime, it might not have happened. But because you got with the fear, you invited that. So because it came into your mental atmosphere, it is getting realized. Next slide. So here, what is this mental atmosphere? What is the knowledge we have it? Okay, what is the knowledge? So what they here see is, Percival is saying is, whatever the knowledge we have is just the sense knowledge. What is sense knowledge? What are the things? How we understand the things? By seeing our eyes, by hearing something, by reading something, by touching something, or by smelling something, we are actually getting it. So that is the knowledge we are getting it, right? So that knowledge is called sense knowledge. With all the five senses, whatever we are perceiving from this world, whatever that we are taking and we are thinking that we are knowledgeable, so that is a sense knowledge. Well, who acquired that? It was acquired by body mind. Actually, you have all the knowledge in your knower portion. You are not going there. You are getting all the knowledge from the books, from that, from this, all the things, right? Or from seeing the things, experimenting, whatever you heard from somebody, all the knowledge. So this knowledge is the sense knowledge, which is acquired by your body mind, the mass of records. That's so much you are seeing, right? Brought up by the four senses. Suppose if you take, whenever I'm reading, I'm remembering. So why the kids are having so many thoughts, so much of thinking, the thing is going on, so much stress is going on in their lives. Just remember our childhood days. If we get up in the morning, we don't have not many thoughts actually. We don't have much things to do also. Okay, whatever the school work is there, if you can finish, whatever the mom gives a breakfast or whatever, just eat and go. Play and enjoy with your friends there. Whatever. You may fight, you may do it, all the things, all the emotions you will go through. You'll go through, listen, have the lessons and come back. Evening also you try to go and play with them, finish your lessons and sleep. Not much of your life is so simple. Isn't it? Now, morning, get up. First thing they will do is, even whether they care about anything else also, they will see the mobile first. In the mobile, so many messages, so many people, all the things they will go through. Where in the world the concentration will come? In the morning, you are with the mobile. So who actually saying, even the parents are also doing the same. When the parents are doing, you cannot say that, oh, don't do that, don't do kids. So they will also do the things. So if you are spending that much of the time. So you have so much distractions. Distortions are there. So many distractions came into this. So this is all actually influencing. This is all there in your mental atmosphere. So when everything is there in the mental atmosphere, why you will have the peace of life? How can you have the peace of life, right? So it is not only, so you need to make sure your mental atmosphere is also very cool, cheerful, very what do you say, warmth, love, filled with the love, all the things you need to make it. So how you can make it? You be like that in the home, so your vibrations will go and spread all your family members. Wherever you go, you spread that knowledge, you spread that vibes. You don't try to influence by the other. Your strong things should influence the mental atmosphere of that. Okay. This was impressed by breath form present in the life after life will affect after the death, that form was broken up. So what he's saying is, whatever the records that you are actually taking at the end of the life, whatever that you are taking, right, whatever that you are thinking, so that thing will be embedded within your cell, and that will start the next life mental atmosphere. Whatever you are thinking, that is why all the time try to be with the God. All the time try to be there. That's what they'll say. All the time you try to do some japam. So at least you are asking for a God, right? So when you are asking for the God, maybe the next life you will go nearer to the God, right? So you don't know when you will go. So daily practice it. That is what they say there. So here we are daily do some kind of practice where you can go to that God. They say God, it may be the real consciousness where you have to go. Otherwise, whatever you are thinking, you will become that. You will get that only. Sense memories cause passive thinking, which becomes thoughts, and they are the foundation and limits of your knowledge of the human being. Okay. Suppose here, whenever I saw there is somebody joined, right? So whenever somebody joined, you will have unknowingly the passive thoughts. So many thoughts will go into your mind. Oh, she joined now. What she will comment on my session? Oh, why she joined? She never joined. So these are the passive thoughts you will get into that, because that is the thoughts which is always passively. You are remembering a person with the past experiences. You cannot see that person as is. You cannot see the person as is. You are actually remembering all the past things. If you see the person as is, and if you can listen to that particular person as is, you will take only the content that told by him or her at that minute. Then you will be able to perceive, or you'll be able to understand more. If you are actually having all the knowledge of the past things, this is the main thing that actually people are going wrong. Because whenever we go and whenever somebody comes, you already have a perception. She's good, she's bad, she's arrogant. So you already have some perception. You are not taking it as a plain person, because that person might have changed, because his body, every year our total body cells are changing. So every year we are changing. We ourselves are changing from year to year, right? Why we have to remember something that happened from the past and again remember that thing only? Maybe at that time of maturity, they have done something wrong to you. That is okay. That is okay. It is done. It is done and dusted. You need not remember it. But if you start remembering it, because that is where actually your sense memories, right? So that is actually reminding you, and you are going after that. So if you can cut off it, if you can go beyond the senses, then you can see the person as a pure situation, as a pure situation that has happened. You can think better. All the knowledge of the sciences, right? Whatever the knowledge that we are coming from the sciences, biology, all this is knowledge. How it is coming from? By seeing, by experimenting. Everything is facts observed. So they will do some experiments. Okay, from the fact, they will do some experiments, the facts observed, and then that will come conclusions. Those conclusions are proven as, okay, this is it. Some kind of thing, right? So from the facts only some conclusions are coming. That is what we are saying. All the science is this only. So that is what is happening. That is limiting your thinking, because you are thinking somebody proved this, so you are believing that is right. That is limiting your thinking, which is not right. So many contradictions we are seeing. So some science says, some medicine says, oh, this medicine is useful for this. This is the thing. So some other scientists will say, no, this is not at all a disease. This is only the vitamin deficiency. Eat all these vitamin deficiency, whatever this vitamin food, you will get all right. So we have seen both. So who is right here? So your knowledge is limited to that particular sense knowledge. That's what he's saying. This includes even speculations about the religion. Hinduism is like this, Christianism is like this, Muslims are like this. Speculations about religion, how the God, where is the God, how the universe has started. All these speculations comes under this category only. Okay, this is all sense knowledge. This is nothing. It is not coming from somewhere. All this is a sense knowledge. Sense, so where it is going, all the sense knowledge is going in the mental atmosphere. Whatever that you are believing, whatever you are thinking, it is going in the. So is it a part of you? Is it the part of you? Can anybody say, is this knowledge is part of you? I acquired it. We say that, right? I studied it. I have done my PhD in this. I did it. So is this the part of you? Really? Any answers?
No.
No, because these are the things that are acquired by your senses. Your senses. You are not your body. You are not your senses. You have to cross that. You have to cross your senses. You have to cross your body. That knowledge was acquired by your senses. So that is not you. That is not, it can never be the doer. Can never be part of your doer. This knowledge is acquired by your sense organs. So that is there, but the sense. Suppose when you leave your body, whenever you are leaving your body, whenever you are going, what is the knowledge you can take it? Can you take all this? No, because this is knowledge was acquired by your senses. You are leaving your senses. You are leaving your sense organs. So all the knowledge is gone. Nothing is there. So if you are merely learning some computer languages or some biology, some business subjects, some trading, only these are the things that you are learning. So all this knowledge was acquired by your senses. Once you are going empty. In this lifetime, whatever the life, human life you have taken, you have not acquired any knowledge. You have not utilized your lifetime properly. The lifetime that you have taken, the human body that you have taken, the purpose is different. The purpose is travel towards truth. Travel towards truth. What is the truth? Who am I? Realize yourself. So that is the path that you have to go. If you are not doing anything, then all others is sense knowledge and you will live. The only knowledge that it will remain with you is the knowledge that you learned about yourself. That is only you may take it out. So merely education or merely proficient in any science, you may lose the advantage. So nothing you are taking. These are different. In this lifetime, I'm a professor. The other lifetime, I may be a doctor. The other lifetime, I may be a lawyer. The other time, I may be a farmer. The other lifetime, I may be doing something else. So each lifetime will take a different professions because we wanted to experience all. We wanted to learn from each and every profession. So we will experience, like as I told you in the movie actors, when one role was played, one particular story was played, will they play the same role again in the next movie? They don't try to do that because they wanted to have a different roles, right? Similarly, here in our lifetime, we came here in the earth to play a role and to learn something out of it. So each lifetime that roles are different. So that roles is not coming to us. Okay. Sense knowledge is important in the mental destiny. Whatever the sense knowledge is not a thing. No, we need that sense knowledge because our mental destiny depends on that sense knowledge. So that is also important. Effort to think such a knowledge may try in the. So what is that actually self-knowledge? How do you do it? To get the sense knowledge to the self-knowledge, you have to make so much effort to train your body-mind. To train your body-mind and exercising, disciplining by experimenting with observing matter. So you have to do a lot to your body-mind and you have to discipline your body-mind. It should not go wherever it goes. What is my need? What is the today's need? All my needs were satisfied or not? In today's world, we are not actually going for the needs. 100% I can say, People who are here, we are all satisfied. Our humanly, whatever the needs that are there, we are all satisfied. But why we are still in the rat race? Because we want more comfort. We want more luxury. We are comparing ourselves with others and we want to be greater than them. So these are all the things which are not required. No way we need them. But we are actually going this because our mental destiny, our mental atmosphere everywhere, that is the one which is surrounding. So that could be the reason. Okay. If you want to get away all these things, you need to be so much disciplined. You have to be so much disciplined. You have to experiment with yourself and you have to do how this has happened and all those things. Things which are retained as a mental destiny are the kind of thinking that the end of the life, mental destiny, whatever the end of the life that you make, I already explained this point. These subjects have produced in the mental atmosphere and attitudes of the mind which have been created. So because whatever the subjects that you created at the end of the life, that is the thing which is already there and it is producing some thing and it is coming. Those things are only coming your mental attitude. Those are the things which are coming as a mental attitude. So all of a sudden, why the triune self came? We will see. Because whatever the mental destiny or the mental thoughts that is coming, so that is storing in the mental atmosphere and you are able to do that. So that knowledge. But where is this knowledge of the triune self? Where is that knower portion? Is it in the body mind? No, right? Body mind doesn't know about the knower portion. Only the body mind knows the doer portion only. Okay. Body mind does not know all the things. It is only with the doer portion. Triune self knowledge doesn't know by the body mind. The human is having that much reserve, so much knowledge. Reservoir is there. Where it is there within you in the form of a knower. That particular knowledge is that you go and tap that knowledge, then you will get to know all the things. Don't worry about these experiments, these all the things, right? That is why so many rishis and so many yogis, they'll say, don't worry, don't read all the books, don't do that. Why they will say, if you go within you, if you can go to that, tap that knowledge, that reservoir of the knowledge, reserve of the knowledge, right? Then you can reach your triune self. Once you reach the triune self, you are omnipotent, omniscient, omnipotent, everything you know it. So you need not worry about everything else. Okay. But sometimes it is not available for the body mind. But sometimes they are saying that it is available spontaneously to you whenever you are doing, whenever your thought, you are through the righteousness, and you are unknown as a consciousness. When you are actually doing something good, when you are doing something good or something that you are thinking, there is no self-thinking. You are thinking about somebody and you wanted to do good for the mankind or good for others. Forget about all the mankind, good for others. You are thinking something. Then that knowledge, right, that whatever the knowledge is available to you. So really, when I touch upon a point, I feel like, so you all know, like, because whoever there with me in this journey, in the beginning, I was not at all confident that I will be able to explain this book, this tough book. But I have so many experiences. Whenever I cannot feel, whenever I I cannot understand a topic, that knowledge instantly was given through by video or through by, and miraculously even by sloka heard in the air also. I heard. So which means that whenever you are doing something which is not yourself, then this knowledge will be available that time. It is because I reached and I could hear. It is not that, because every time my thinking was not that pure. That moment, whenever I wanted to do this, anyway, I wanted to do this for everybody. And because it was the task, this is the task that was given to me, let me complete it. So in that, I don't have any, nothing, there's no selfishness. In that case, the universe will help you. That is what will have, that is why it say, the universe will help you in the sense that the triune self will come and it will, through consciousness or conscience. Here he referred as the conscience. Conscience is not part of your mental atmosphere. Conscience is there in knower portion. That is not your mental atmosphere, but it speaks from your heart. It will automatically come from your heart. It will automatically come. Conscience is, what is this consciousness? It is a sum of knowledge that you acquired on a subject, and it is directing not to do it. It should not be done. You have some knowledge, but you're saying not to do that. Because your knowledge is somewhere, but your consciousness is saying, no, don't go there. This is not right. It is giving an acquisition. It is giving some injunction kind of thing. It's a form, but it never commands. Remember, it is always give you the suggestions kind of thing, but it never commands. It won't say that go do this. No, it won't say. That Sri Krishna also, the Sri Krishna being a knower portion and giving the knowledge to the Arjuna, he gave all the knowledge. 18 chapters he told all the things. And then what did he say? Go do whatever you like to do it. He never forced, okay, now go do the battle. He never said that, because he gave the knowledge. What it is, how it is, everything he gave the knowledge, but he left to Arjuna. Similarly, this conscience will tell you what to do and what not to do, what direction you can do, but it will never direct or it will never command it. It will not instruct. It will not argue. It speaks of the questions of right or wrong. In your mind, it speaks right or wrong. At the moral point of view only. In moral point of view only, it says right or wrong. Okay. Suppose just narrate a small story. There are two friends. I read this story. There are two friends, and that friend has given some money to this friend, go and do the business. Okay, because he is doing very well and the other friend is not doing, go and do the business. He went and he started business and he's flourishing very well, and he never say that you return the money. Okay, because he said, okay, take it and go. And later in the time, this friend has died and the business was collapsed and this family was not doing great. Okay, so is it necessary that this friend has to return the money legally? No. Legally, no, because this friend has not given us like a debt kind of thing. He just gave and go and use this money. So legally, he need not give. Morally, yes, he needs to, because of his money only, he started his business and he is doing good. When that particular friend family is in a trouble, morally, he has to think and come back and give the money. Because there is a note, promissory note, and he need not give. Yeah, yes, that is legally right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, this kind of moral point of view only your heart will say, okay, no, don't do that. You do this, you go this. With your knowledge, with all the laws, so nobody will ask because there is no point. They cannot claim it. Yes, they cannot claim it. Okay. Light of intelligence. So that conscience is the light of intelligence, shows the way human, if he goes wrong, whenever he is going the wrong, that light of intelligence, that is the conscience. So it says that you are going wrong, take a turn and go. So all the things will be explained by your consciousness or a conscience. So if whatever the way, whether you are listening or not listening, depends your destiny. No from conscience. So if your consciousness is saying no, means some of your doer knowledge, what he should not do is guiding in any situations. You should not do. You have this knowledge, but this is wrong. No, you have to go in this direction. So this conscience is guiding you. It will only guide you. It will only suggest you. Remember, it will not command you. It will not argue with you. That is the one that you have to remember. Sorry, friends. Okay. Conscience makes the human responsible irrespective of the laws of the land, as I just now explained, right? So it depends on the country by country, state by state, the laws may change, but this moral aspect will not change. Whether you are in India, whether you are in US, in Australia or UK, wherever it is, this moral aspect will not change. The laws may change, depends on your the country, but not the moral aspect. This conscience will tell you wherever you are, it will give you the same. Conscience puts its mark on a thought. On a thought, it puts into a mark whenever it disapproves. So it suggested something not to do it, but you went and did it. So it puts a mark. Okay, this thought is disapproved. So what will happen? This thought is disapproved, but still he went and did it. So when it disapproved, when you did it, what will happen? It has to balance. It will go to your, in future, cause and effect, right? So cause and effect, it has to come back and it has to balance. This mark is a balancing factor. This mark is a balancing factor and remains with you with the thought as long as the thought lasts. It's a destiny. As long as his destiny is done, the thought will be there. So this thought, how it will affect all the destinies, right? This thought will have an impression, physical impression on your physical destiny. That is the physical impression, and the reaction of the doer, right? That will be there in the psychic destiny. And the results that he procured is there in the mental destiny. And the feeling that you have, the guilt or whatever, the feeling of the light is the desire is there in the noetic destiny. So whenever a thought was disapproved by the conscience, all the things, all the four destinies, you will have that mark. So that you will have that destiny. So coming to the mental atmosphere, thoughts and visiting thoughts. What is this visiting thoughts? Okay. Mental atmosphere of the human being is circulating. Mental atmosphere is it is circulating. All your thoughts is getting circulated. Not only your thoughts, because this is the universe. You are releasing, Sirisha is releasing, or Karuna is releasing, everybody is releasing. Okay. All the thoughts are releasing and it is getting there in the mental atmosphere. It is there. It is colliding with other people's thoughts also. Thoughts are also sociable, because like human beings, we go and say hi, and do. These thoughts are also sociable, and they go to the similar pattern thoughts. Wherever the similar patterns are there, they group together. Okay. So of course, solitary thoughts are the exception, because one person is thinking so differently. So those thoughts may not go into the things, right? Those thoughts may not go, but generally, whatever the thoughts that you're releasing, the same kind of thoughts, all will go at one place. If you observe in any party, the people will group together. So each group will be talking a different topics. Okay. If you observe, because those kind of people only get together. Those kind of two people only will be there in one particular table, and they'll talk on the same topic. Very interesting. How? Because similarly, the thoughts, right? The thoughts is also going, and they are also sociable, and they are actually doing it. These are the visiting thoughts, you can say. You have some thoughts released, and there are some thoughts are colliding with your thoughts. Visiting thoughts are attracted to an atmosphere. Similar aim usually make an opening for them. So similar aim, similar thoughts, similar things are there, then those will get open. Thoughts are hindered getting into the atmosphere when the mind in it are unfriendly and opposed. Your mind is unfriendly, so they'll get hindered, all the things. Thought of the human, when it visits the atmospheres of the others, come back vitiated or improved. The reason is your thought went and collide with other kind of thoughts. Those thoughts may get improved because the other person's thought with a similar kind of thing is a better thought. So you may be getting that kind of better thoughts also, because your thoughts you released, and some other people also released. Some other people release a lower vibration frequency thoughts. Then your thoughts may be vitiated. Means it is not you'll go to the lower level of the thoughts. Okay. So when these people, so this comes to the group destiny, when similar kind of people were joined at one thing, right? So all the people are talking, all the people are releasing the same kind of thoughts, same kind of things, the group destiny will come. Why you may say that, all these people have died in a flight accident or something. So they have a group destiny. So that is why all those people together went, because their destiny was that. They took a destiny and they went, and because of that, the things is happening. More mental results are later seen as a physical results. Whatever your mental results later will see as a physical result, because all the people have released the same kind of thoughts. So those thoughts will be seen as a physical results in actions in which the various people engage in the events. Okay, like birds. Like a bird, same kind of birds flock together, same kind of thoughts also flock together. Okay, so the same kind of thoughts will come to a place, and then they will. Human beings are partly responsible for your exteriorizations, because you only exteriorized your things. Other thoughts also, you are the responsible, because if you don't release a good thoughts, if you don't provide a good mental atmosphere of your home, if your kid is not doing good, you are partly responsible. If you actually provide a very good thing, then that mental atmosphere will be very good and his thoughts will not be that. So you are partly responsible, not only your destiny, but others' destiny, others' thoughts also. Thoughts are mixed with the thoughts of interests of others. Attachments, dislikes are entangled. They are coming and entangle each other. So doers share the part of each other's destiny. When the doers are there, could be especially in the marriage, wife and husband. So they share each other's destinies in families and social religions and political communities. All these, see, all the kind of political people will be together and they do something. So these are all so they are sharing each other's destiny. Okay, so now coming to what is honest thinking. So okay, this is all the concepts that we have explained. Shall I stop it here, Sirisha Garu? Maybe I cannot
this is the
complete.
last topic.
No. Honest thinking, dishonest thinking is there. I may need 10-15 minutes. So maybe why to hurry? We'll stop it here. If there is any questions, let me take it.
Yes.
Yeah. If there is any questions until now, we will cover the topics. We need not run. We are not in a rat race now. Any questions, anybody? Are any sharings you wanted to share?